Hello, I'm going to Cuba, so I'm only going for 2 days, but I got to pack, and I literally got to get out of here in an hour and a half. So this is what I'm taking. I have got a couple of different options. First off is the bags that I plan on taking with me. I just thought you guys might find this interesting because I do a lot of traveling, and I like to travel light. So I like the bare essentials. This is what I plan on doing here. These are my bags. I love the flip side 300s and 200s. This one I usually use for micro four thirds. This bag is empty. This is just an extra bag that I will probably take. And then this is my flip side 300. This is my full frame bag, and this one's also currently empty. Why this bag? This bag is essential for traveling because it opens up on the back. Now this means two things. When you put it on the ground and you need to open it, all your stuff is here and you're not putting a dirty backpack back on your back. To me that was always important. The other thing is when this is zipped up, this is what everybody else has access to, nothing. So it's extremely secure when you're actually wearing it, and it's very comfortable. But anyway, I have screwed around with both bags, and ultimately everything in here fits perfectly in this one. But I am a cigar aficionado, so I probably plan on buying a few things off the street. I figure I'm going to have some extra room in here, so probably take this bag. But anyway, let's see what I'm taking here. So the first thing, of course, is which camera. I went back and forth about this very hard, and I decided on the Sony A7R III. So this is what I'm taking. And right now it's got the 55mm f1.8 on it. It'll probably stay on it because this lens weighs nothing and doesn't add anything to the camera bag. All of my camera lenses already have polarizers on them, and then I have neutral density filters I'm going to take, but I'll show you that in a second. So anyway, there's that lens. For my wide angle, I am taking the Tokina 20mm Farron lens, and the reason why is because this is extremely compact for 20mm, and it's also the sharpest wide angle lens I have ever used. And this thing is stellar in the center and good in the corners. So, and pretty much no chromatic aberrations at all. So this one is definitely going. This is what I'm going to do all my landscape stuff with. Again, it already has a polarizer on the front, and in this case I don't even have time to get back to my... Are you focused in? I guess it is. So this one has a Heliopan 72mm filter on it, and it's a 62mm thread, so it's got a step-up ring. No lens cap on this because this is a edgeless thin filter. So anyway, that will be its lens cap. And then I am taking the 85mm f1.8. Again, this already has a polarizer on it. For polarizers, okay, I have Heliopans lying around, but the ones that I actually like, this is the Vivitar Series 1 filter set. And I actually love these, and they're dirt cheap. They're like 20 bucks for a polarizer, neutral density filter, filter case, etc. And they're really good, and I really don't care if I break them or not. So anyway, cell phone, need that. I downloaded Google Maps Havana offline. That way I will be able to have a map with me at all times, and you get GPS tracking on here, which is very important. Okay, sunblock, need that. And then this is the Vivitar Series 1 filter set, and I already have these 3 sizes in my NDs. Actually, there's only 2 in here. Oh, the other one is already stacked on there for that one, so I should take that off and put that in here where it's supposed to go. I still got my polarizer on there. But anyway, ND filters, if I need them, they will be there. Now, passport, gotta have that. Trigger remote, just in case I need it. And you know, on the A7R III, on this camera body, I went back and forth on how safe it was going to be to take this, and from everything that I can tell, it's going to be very safe, so I don't have anything to worry about there. I don't think anybody's going to try to steal my equipment or anything like that. It seems like Cuba in general is a very safe place to travel, especially for Americans, so definitely taking that. 3 64 gigs SanDisk Extreme cards, and then I am also taking the Godox V350S just in case I need to do any type of flash work, and a trigger, the X Pro S, and then I'm taking an extra battery for the camera. Okay, charger wise, I'm only taking my cell phone charger because this actually charges the camera battery through the camera port. No need to take an extra charger for extra batteries. That's good enough. Okay, and then headphones, just because you always need headphones. A lav mic, just in case I have some extra time to do a video, but I doubt that I will. And then eye drops for my allergies. And then hot shoe adapter for this stuff. Gel kit, just in case I get a chance to do any kind of flash photography. There's a gel kit for it, so we'll just set that aside. And then I'm taking a dive bag for my phone, just in case I get to do any underwater video when I'm snorkeling in the Bahamas. And a very blank miscellaneous camera strap, so that way I don't have to screen that I'm shooting Sony because it has nothing on it. And then this little thing is actually kind of cool. I just got this the other day. This is a PhotoFans tripod, and this is a desktop tripod. So let me show you how it works. You can extend this out to this distance, pull the legs out like this, and this is what you end up with. And then it has a lock, so you can go that way with it. And this thing actually supports this camera really, really well. And it's rock solid. It doesn't wiggle at all. And it also has a little ball head on it. And this actually very impressive. So anyway, that's what I'm taking for my tripod inside the bag, and then I'm taking my extra travel tripod that the camera is filming on right now. That's going in the luggage. So, but this is one that I'll have with me at all times in case I need it. Just looking at everything from Cuba, it looks like there's little places that you can just put your camera on top of very easily, so why not? And then lens cleaning cloth. So let me just pack this up really quick. So here you go. That's everything in my camera bag. So now I've got an empty space here, or I can move everything over from here and have a bigger empty space here. And you can see there's a lot of room in here. Now this total bag probably weighs in the neighborhood of about 15 pounds, which is pretty light. When I travel, I walk a lot. So I've already got Cuba mapped out on my cell phone here. That way you can actually see everything. So the main area that we're focusing on here is here. This is where I'll be going. So our ship ports right here at this first terminal, and then from there I want to make my way down this road and kind of go up around this way up to the Capitol, and our focus will be in this entire area for most of the time. And then we'll also make it out to Revolution Square, which is somewhere out here. Actually, Revolution Plaza is right here. So that's kind of the whole area that we'll be focusing on, is this. Not a huge amount, but that's Old Havana. That's where I want to be. So anyway, I will let you guys know how well this worked when I get back. Wow, did I screw that up. So anyway, this is now attached onto the video before I went. I just got back. So yeah, totally don't know what I did there. I started uploading the video on my way to the airport, and my computer either lost internet connection or something, and the video didn't fully upload, so I wasn't able to show you until I got back, which is just bizarre. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in here and see how well this worked out. So I guess this is actually kind of good. magazine and book. So the book, this is the book right here. It was pretty good. It's not bad. I'm halfway through it. A great history of war photographers, but really it's about kind of a historical fiction about female photographers during the war, and it was actually a couple of female photographers that were blended into one story. So very interesting. So anyway, car and driver, yeah. How did all this work out? Actually, everything worked out really good. I'm glad I had the extra space in here. I did buy lots of these, so I needed some place to put them. Had them in the camera bag. These are the cigars that locals smoke, and so they were able to fit. I fit 2 packs in here and 2 packs in there, and each day I got an extra pack. I did buy cohibas while I was there. I am a huge cigar aficionado, so yeah, kind of love that. Anyway, bag wise, the 55mm f1.8, I just didn't hardly use it. I didn't need it. I was perfectly fine with the 85mm and the 20mm, and I could have done without this lens. The Tokina Farron, I think I got some great shots with it. I have to go through everything tonight. Overall, the Sony a7R III, I don't know if I was really happy having it on the trip. I think I would have preferred the OMD EM1 Mark II, to be honest with you. The reason why was photography-wise, it's fine, and I got all the stuff that I wanted to get, and I got the shallow depth of field with the cars, which I was hoping for in a few of the shots. But really, I did a lot of little video clips just with this, like while we were walking around, so I could make an after video to show you guys the photos. And I'm going to have to go in and stabilize all the video that I shot with this, because the image stabilization on the Sony is just not nearly as good as it is in video as is the OMD EM1 Mark II. So probably should have taken that instead. But anyway, yeah, still happy with what I did. Everything was perfect except for this one lens. And so for those of you that love Cuban cigars, like me, I just wanted to tell you something that was actually kind of funny. So this is the local brand that I was looking for. I had heard about these from another guy in a cigar store, and he said, hunt these down. They're hard to get. You have to go to some of the local liquor stores to get them. And, you know, usually they want to sell you the name brands. So anyway, I did buy cohibas while I was there, of course. What else am I going to do? Those I got from the state store. Those are very legit. The funny thing was, though, is Romeo and Juliet's and Monte Cristos, this is the cigar out of this bag. And these are all quite good, but the funny thing was, this is a Romeo and Juliet, and notice how they're pretty much the same cigar. And this is the Monte Cristo, and it's still the same cigar. Now, the good news is, if you guys buy these off the streets, they're still Cuban cigars. So no loss there, but they aren't real Romeo and Julietas or Romeo and Julietas, if you say it right. And they're not real Monte Cristos. They're actually these state brand bundles that the locals smoke. So yeah, keep that in mind if you decide to buy some off the street. But these bundles, these things right here, what Cubans smoke, the real Cuban cigar, in my opinion, this is more legit than anything else. And let me just zoom in there so you can actually see what that is. These cigars right here are the legitimate Cuban cigar in my book, because this is what locals smoke. And these are like 20 bucks, like 20 US dollars after converted to kooks, after kooks are the convertible pesos in Cuba. But anyway, enough of that. One thing I did want to let you guys know was, on my phone, our trip was cut short because of this guy, Miguel, and Miguel Diaz-Canal, and he's the vice president of Cuba. He became the president while we were there. So we ended up having to cut our trip short early, about 4 hours, because they wanted us back on the boat and they wanted us safe, and they wanted to get us out of there before they announced him. So that was kind of a bummer. So really, I only had 25 hours in Cuba, and 6 of those I slept. So yeah, It was chaos. But I did everything that I wanted to do. The funny thing was, my phone, I have T-Mobile, and this is an LG V20. It totally worked in Cuba. But then I got a text message, because a client called me right after we got off the boat, and just to show you, I was right here. Actually, no, I was right here when a client actually called me. I don't know if you can see that there. If I turn it that way, I was right there. And I was right there, and a client called me, and I was like, oh crap. So right after that, I got a text from T-Mobile saying that international calls are $2 a minute. So yeah, don't talk on your cell phone. So anyway, I put my cell phone into airplane mode. Downloading Google Maps worked perfectly. We navigated all the way around here like this. I thought that was cool. The only other problem was I had this translator, this English to Spanish Pro, and that sucked. Probably can't even see that on my cell phone now. Anyway, this thing is supposed to work offline. It didn't. So luckily I know a little bit of Spanish, and luckily my wife knows a little more, so we were able to actually make it around. I will do a follow-up video on the trip with all of the video clips and photos, just so you guys can see what it was like. But it was very cool. I highly recommend it. Never once did I ever not feel safe. It was amazing, and I touched a real communist. I thought that was actually kind of cool. So anyway, hope you guys like this video. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And give me 3 weeks to get this Cuba video sorted out, because there's a lot there that I have to go through. Anyway, talk to you guys later. See ya.